You hear us every day on the radio, and you can watch us every day on YouTube and our social media channels, 1010XL.
This is the flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM and FM, Jacksonville Beach. 1010XL, home sweet home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
You down with J-A-G?
Yeah, you know me.
You down with J-A-G?
Yeah, you know me.
Who's down with J-A-G?
The Bold City.
1010XL. Now, the window world of Northeast Florida, fifth quarter on 1010XL. Flavored by Hurricane Grill and Wings and Apex Roofing and Contracting. Here are your hosts, Ryan the Hacker Green, Leon Searcy, and Coach Gerald Ingram.
Brissett drops the throw. Looking, fires it deep downfield. That ball is going to be knocked away! Knocked away! Knocked away! The Jags win it in overtime with another terrific defensive play. Oh, these cardiac cats! They win it again! A huge win on the road for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Frank Franchi on the call, Jaguars Radio, and with that, a very good Sunday evening to you, Jacksonville. It is the window world of Northeast Florida, fifth quarter. We are presented by Apex Roofing and Contracting and Hurricane Grill and Wings. For the second time in the last 4 ball games, the Jaguars go out to the West Coast in overtime and get a victory. This time, 27-24 over the Arizona Cardinals. Here's the bottom line. No Trayvon Walker, no Jordan Lewis, no Anton Harrison, no Brian Thomas Jr. You had 4 turnovers. You had a mind-boggling decision late in the game by the coaching staff that we'll get to in a moment, and yet none of it matters. It is about survive and advance, and the Jaguars found a way. I don't know how, Leon Searcy, but they found a way to get it done as we bring in the former Pro Bowler. Boy, this show could have been a lot different.
It would have.
If things would have gone a little more south. But a win is a win, and the Jaguars got out of the desert with a victory.
Absolutely. Found a way to win the ball game. Well, I'm going to tell you something, Hack. I'm in my room watching the game, and I went through my Encyclopedia Britannica of curse words.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, I think I covered the bases.
Yeah.
From A to Z, if there is one. I covered it. But survive and advance, baby. It wasn't pretty at all times. See, everybody thought going into this game that this was going to be a cakewalk. This team had given up so many points. They're 3-7 at home. Jaguars just going to walk it. This is the NFL, baby. NFL players play for pride, and the Cardinals definitely played for pride because they did not make this game easy for us in any capacity.
See, I got a 6-year-old watching the game with me at home, so I've mastered the words of fudge and bologna sausage and things along those lines, so I don't actually have to say the real words.
All my kids are grown, so.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I don't have that luxury. As we welcome in the coach, Gerald Ingram, there's a lot to get to. There's a lot to unpack. Things that went right, things that did not go right, certainly. But the Jaguars, for the second time in 4 games, are in the West Coast, and they leave with a road victory in overtime to get to 7-4 on the year.
I threw a bunch of pieces of paper at my TV. Other than that, I would have broke them. For all those people who broke their TVs through this game, you know, you just gotta fight through them because they're as resilient as can be out there. You know, they'll go through a mistake and it's like it's no problem.
Yeah.
All right, next play, next situation.
We call it the Trevor Lawrence experience. It's really the Jaguar experience. That's ups and downs the entire game.
That's it. No matter defense, no matter what field position they're put in and situation you put them in and, you know, just fight through it. You know, it was as ugly as you get. I've never been in a game where a receiver didn't even catch a ball in the first half.
Yeah.
You know, that was odd. You know, it was a sloppy game, but there were some good things here, good things there. You know, everybody's got to reevaluate this whole game. The coaching staff has got to evaluate what they called, what they did. The players have to reevaluate on how they're being perceived and looked at, and hopefully other teams aren't doing, and try not to make the same mistakes over and over again, but still find a way to still be positive that they are this whole big name that we say, you know, each week we're positive about our mistakes because we're resilient to fight through it.
I will never be confused for being the smartest guy in the room, Leon. I'm sure you can attest to that after knowing me for over a decade now. But this analytics stuff, and I've talked about it in the past. Look, man, it happened to work out that the Jaguars won. You're up 3 with 1:40 to go. They don't have any timeouts. And how you go for it on 4th down instead of taking a 6-point lead to make them drive the field and score a touchdown, that's beyond me. I was flabbergasted that the Jaguars went for it on 4th down.
Well, I'm going to put it in simpler terms. That's BS. All right? You kick the field goal. In my era, you kick the field goal. They have no timeouts. You make them go the length of the field, and if they score a touchdown, so be it, game over. Right. Okay? But you don't compromise your defense that have been playing well to put them behind the sticks to have to defend a shorter field to kick a field goal to get the game going over. Because if you kick the field goal and they got to go 70, 80 yards to score, the way our defense was playing, I'm betting on them.
Yeah, we got all these 50-yard kickers nowadays. Why would we leave it up to 3 points?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Why would we leave it up to being in overtime when it doesn't have to? Then we sat there and watched. Anybody who ended up watching the game before this, the Giants did the same identical thing. I wish somebody would have got in the ear and said, hey, it didn't work today for the Giants. They allowed playing away. They had the lead, allowed the Detroit Lions to come back with 3 points and win the game in overtime. Luckily, it worked out for us today. It didn't work out for the Giants.
Well, I was screaming, don't do it, don't do it. And look, if they would have gotten it, it's Monday morning quarterbacking at its finest. But I don't know what the play call was. You got Trevor rolling to the short side of the field, and what you end up doing is throwing a ball to Tim Patrick in the corner of the end zone on a 4th and 1. Now look, if I understand, obviously, if you gain 3.5 feet, the game is over. But you weren't doing well in short yardage basically the entire game. I was shocked that Liam Cohen. That's like the first thing that Liam Cohen has done this year that I had a real issue with. But again, it works out in the end because the Jaguars win the game.
Yeah, because it was a long 4th and 2. Now, the play before, the offensive line got no yards. I think if they had got at least 1.5 yards, maybe, then I could maybe understand it. You want to seal the deal, a 0.5 yard, you go forward, the game's over with. But you were almost like, you were 2.5 yards away from making it. It was long.
It was posting 4th and 1, and I'm telling my wife,
more than
I'm
1
like,
yard.
that was a long 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was more like 2, and it got covered. One, like you said, the call in itself, you would think you got a different call than that, okay, or a different formation than that. So there were a lot of things that we questioned in this game, to be honest. There were a lot of miscues that happened in this game. But we fought through it, and we won and go on to the next game.
It's responding to adversity at its finest. Let's get to Trevor Lawrence. The ball was tipped by Calais Campbell for the interception in the end zone. I was ready to roast Trevor on that one, but the ball did get tipped. If that ball's not tipped, that's a touchdown to Jacoby Myers. The other 2 picks, Budda Baker made a heck of a play on one, but he's staring his receiver down, Leon. I think that's the point you made. But I'll say this about Trevor, man. That throw to Parker Washington
In the back of the end zone.
to go up 24-21,
Yeah,
how many quarterbacks in the league make that throw?
Not many.
Especially after throwing 3 picks.
And he was under pressure, too. Now, you didn't see, he slide-stepped it to his left and went back to his right to make
It's a heck of a play.
Hell of a play. Absolutely hell of a play.
When you needed him, he just like in the Kansas City game, he has found a way to come back and make plays.
Yeah.
To put your team in position to win the game.
You know what I call it, Coach? It's called selective amnesia.
Yeah.
You're real selective.
Yes.
And look, the fan base is going to roast Trevor. It would have been even worse with a loss, rather. Yeah. 3 interception game. The fumble. Now, Leon, take us inside the mind of the pass protection there.
Okay.
The fumble that was kind of interception, but it was ruled a fumble, and that tied the game 7-7. Is that on the blitz pickup? Is that on Trevor? Who is that on?
That's on the tight end, because me and Coach was just talking about this off the air. It was 80 protection. You're identifying who the Mike is. The tight end has to understand that guy outside is now the sandbacker. So him being the sandbacker means that that's your guy. That's your guy on that kind of protection. But what happened is Brendan Strange went out on the free safety that was blitzing. Was it the free safety or the corner, Coach?
I think it's strong safety.
Strong safety,
yeah,
right?
Jalen Thompson.
So on that situation when you went out on him, you're supposed to stay on him. But but Brendan Strange thought it was a hot route. He didn't know it was 80 protection, because 80 protection says he's in. So he blocks him, and then he leaves out in the route when he's supposed to stay on him. So that's the tight end's fault on that occasion.
Yeah, it was a bad play. The Jaguars, again, responded to it, though. Defensively, look, I'll tell you this. We have ripped this team, Coach, for lack of pass rush. That was not the issue today. Even without Trayvon Walker, they got home 6 times, 6 quarterback sacks. Dennis Gardeck. In fact, let's do this. Since we're on the topic right now, RJ, let's call an audible. Every night here on the 5th quarter, we do give you a defensive player of the game. That defensive player of the game is brought to you by our friends with Superior Fence and Rail. Let's do it right now. The Superior Fence and Rail defensive player of the game.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail defensive player of the game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
In his return to Arizona, Dennis Gardeck was a man possessed. A sack and a half. He did countless other things to force Jacoby Brissett to throw the football quicker than he wanted to. The Jaguars got 6 sacks total. This could have gone to Joshua Hines-Allen. This could have gone to Antonio Johnson. There were a lot of honorable mentions. But I thought, Coach, Dennis Gardeck, singling out him, but obviously the entire pass rush really affected Jacoby Brissett today.
No, they did a good job, especially in the second half. I think the coordinator did a real good job of making some adjustments at halftime. They put the pressure. They, for the most part, Arizona won the first half. The third quarter completely was won by the Jaguars. The fourth quarter, hey, that was 50-50, if not less. It was extreme bend don't break, but giving up way too many yards, the long drives that they had. And we can't find a way to cover a tight end until the last play of the game. It was the best. The kid had no place to go but the post ball, and it was a great play by Wingard.
Yeah.
Especially not getting the PI on that one, because if you get the PI on that one, that's either a score or it's a field goal for sure. And then we're back to square one again.
I thought Braswell had pretty good coverage there, Leon, but Wingard did come over the top. Yeah. Hines-Allen, look, if we're going to rip him when he doesn't perform well, the last 2 weeks he's been there. I thought Hines-Allen had another really strong showing today.
He had all kind of pressures. What did he have? He had the sack and a half in this game. Yeah. But you talk about the pressures. He was constantly in Jacoby Brissett's face on many occasions. On the one-on-one pass rush, on the loop game where they were running stunts, when they were running twists and stunts. Yeah, he definitely affected the quarterback's ability to stay in the pocket.
Phone lines are open, Jacksonville, 904-641-1010. If you want to get involved, 904-641-1010. We're with you to 11 o'clock tonight here on the 5th quarter. Let's start by going out to the west side. Let's get Darren in here on 1010XL. Darren, go ahead.
Hey, Hacker. I have been a Trevor apologist from day one. Support him, love him as a person. But I am struggling tonight to not give up on Trevor. I am struggling with 51 yards in the first half. I am struggling. And I love Trevor Lawrence as a person, but dadgummit, I am throwing my hat in the ring, and this is not going to work from here on out, guys. I'll hang up and listen.
Darren's throwing his hat in the ring. Darren's had enough. And they're 7-4, but Darren's had enough. Look, I understand that sentiment. And look, the guy had 4 turnovers. He had 3 picks. Again, Calais Campbell made a play. I would argue Budda Baker made a play, but I think, Leon, you're right. He stared down the wide receiver. And again, having said that, and people that have listened to me, Leon, you know this, man, I am not a Trevor Lawrence apologist. I think I've been fairly critical of Trevor many, many times. Quarterbacks that throw 3 picks, to come back and make a throw like that to Parker Washington, And if Tim Patrick would have turned around in overtime and had a touchdown pass to Tim Patrick on what was a great play that Tim Patrick just did not turn around to look for the ball, again, the narrative might be a little different. But certainly after a win, fans are still not going to be pleased with Trevor's performance.
Well, I mean, that's fair. Trevor did not play well. I mean, as far as the turnover battle, I mean, he had 3 interceptions, caused 4, all right? But somehow he forgot about all that. We needed him down the stretch to win the ball game for us. I mean, if he had gone into his shell, afraid to make the passes or make the tough throws, then we lose this game. You know, so he's a blessing and a curse.
Yes.
All right? He's a blessing and a curse.
See, Monday morning quarterback, we're going to look at this tape, and we're going to see touchdowns that he missed on the field. Mm-hmm. He missed a lot of things on the field yesterday, but he did hit on enough to win the game. So, you know, you're not going to like it, but you know what you're going to like? The next game.
Let's start thinking about this for a second, all right? 7-4. Think about game-winning drives that Trevor Lawrence has had this year. That was a game-winning drive, the field goal in overtime. It won the game. Las Vegas, the touchdown in overtime. That's a game-winning drive. Kansas City, Monday Night Football, a game-winning drive. Houston, Week 3, a game-winning drive. I even think I'm missing one because they've won 5 games by 1 score. So the bottom line is it hasn't been pretty. The stats are terrible. His completion percentage is awful. He's thrown, I think, 11 picks now. But the guy's had 4 or 5 game-winning drives this year, and he's the quarterback of a 7-4 football team. I think that needs to at least be put into perspective as you rip the guy. Let's head up to Buffalo. Let's get our guy Junior in here on the 5th quarter on 1010XL. Junior, go ahead.
Hey, gentlemen. Great to talk to you today. A win is a win, but I'm still scratching my head. I agree with Mr. with my man right there. I went to my dictionary of bad words when they didn't go for that field goal. I still don't understand why you don't go for your field goal. The statistics or not, they got less than a minute and a half with no timeouts. You kicked the field goal. It was a chip shot. I thought they were going for it, and then all of a sudden they go for it on that, and you're throwing it to Tim Patrick. 2 plays, like you said, Tracker, 2 plays earlier, he didn't look for the ball. I don't understand that play. If it was a play that it was designed, that looked like it was a busted play from the beginning on that drive. And then to put your defense in a situation where you could have put 3 more points on the board, it doesn't make sense to me. I still can't wrap my head around it. But in the overtime, the defense got stiffened up. It looked terrible because, again, they still can't cover a tight end. Anytime they're up against a good tight end, they get burned like crazy, and it's frustrating. That's year after year after year. I've been seeing it this way, but we got the win. That's one thing I'm happy for. Let's go into Tennessee next week and just pound these guys the way they should be. Just pound them in the ground, so we don't even have to worry about them until next time. I'll talk to you guys next week.
Thanks, Junior. Appreciate the phone call. Coach, shame on me because you and I even talked about this in the pre-show. A play that no one's talked about, and we haven't talked about it for the first 15 minutes of tonight's show. That was like a 52-yard field goal that Cam Little hit in overtime. I mean, I think, we expect that to be automatic from Cam Little now. That is a huge kick in that situation. All the momentum in the world is on Arizona's side. It's a 52-yarder. If he misses that kick, Arizona has to gain 20 yards to line up for their own game-winning field goal. What a kick by Cam Little in that situation.
He's great to have because I'm just so glad that he's got his swag back because he's an edge. When you're looking for an edge going into the playoffs, he's one guy that you want his confidence and you want his edge because he might be the difference maker in making sure that we continue on from one game to the next. Mm-hmm. So, it's a phenomenal play, but right now, I think he feels he can count on that guy. There's a few people we feel we can count on. Parker's he's got great confidence as a punt returner, as a receiver. He looks like he's an all-pro right now. He's playing with great confidence out there. It's great to have a pro like Myers out there. Jacoby is, I think he's settling that room. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, we're okay. You other guys out there, You're not out there playing. It's okay. We got you.
Yeah.
We're okay. We'll find a way to win.
You saw how much this team missed Brenton Strange, too, Leon.
Absolutely.
Brenton Strange coming back was huge.
His route running and his blocking up front, absolutely, man. We miss Brenton Strange. He had a hell of a game today.
He does. He shows that speed down the field, doesn't he?
He does.
He's got that run after catch, and just his presence on the field is the difference.
Yeah.
Brian, Travis, Jonathan, all you guys hang in there. You'll be up on the other side. Jacksonville, we're with you till 11 o'clock tonight. We're going to take a ton of phone calls. The Jaguars 7-4 on the year, now only one game back in the AFC South. Kansas City beat Indianapolis earlier today. The Colts 8-3, the Jags 7-4, the Texans 6-5. Next week, Houston is at Indianapolis, Jacksonville at Tennessee in what will be a very big week in the AFC South. It is the Window World of Northeast Florida fifth quarter. We're presented by Apex Roofing and Contracting and Hurricane Grill and Wings with the Pro Bowler Leon Searcy and the coach Gerald Ingram. I'm the hacker Ryan Green till 11 o'clock tonight. Glad you're with us. 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Frank Frangie here for Coyle Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember Morton Anderson missing a chip shot field goal that launched the Jags into the playoffs in '96? You know who doesn't miss? Coyle Fencing. Coyle has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida since 1927. Heck, Coyle has been installing fences since before Emery Bellard installed the wishbone offense. If you need a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle Fence today at 904-356-4821 or visit CoyleJacks.com. Coyle Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The toughest bulls, the bravest riders. For 8 seconds, it's all on the line. Glory or nothing. These are cowboys who face down danger, defy the odds, and push themselves beyond limits most wouldn't dare. This is their world, where legends are made on the backs of ranked bulls. It's bull time, Jacksonville. PBR Bucks into Five-Star Memorial Arena February 20th and 21st. Get your tickets now at pbr.com/tickets.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WonderWorld wants you to do. WonderWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WonderWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WonderWorld can.
And with Window World, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new Window World windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, Window World and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with Window World, and to top it off, Window World windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with Window World. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call Window World today and get your free in-home estimate or see them online at windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World. Simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
When it comes to my opinion, I love dropping the hammer. I'm Hayes Carlyon. Listen for Hammer Time with Hayes, weekdays on The Frangie Show.
Hammer Time with Hayes, driven by Kia on Atlantic. Check us out at KiaOnAtlantic.com.
Yo, you already know it's your main man ET. And no one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails, served over ice balls, local craft beers, and handcrafted whiskey cocktails. Rounded out with adventurous drink menus, second to none. And don't forget about our 29-degree drafts. Check them out now on Atlantic and Kernan. Twin Peaks, eat, drink, scenic views. Come on, somebody.
Fumbled your fender? EV took a hit? Guardian Collision is your MVP with certified expert auto body repair for any electric vehicle. Guardian Collision, they guard what moves you. Visit GuardianCollision.com.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, in talking about the quality of cut of a diamond, is there a particular diamond cutter that's known as the best?
Frank, the answer is yes, and that would be Hearts on Fire, who have the world's most perfectly cut diamond, and we have them now at Underwoods. When anybody comes in and looks at one of these diamonds, the first thing they say is, wow! That's because these diamonds are cut from absolute maximum beauty and are really worth seeing, so you have an idea of how good a diamond can really look. They have perfect polish, perfect symmetry, and perfect proportions, and are backed up with an American Gem Society diamond quality document. Now, not every diamond could be a Hearts on Fire diamond because only certain rough diamonds in the hands of the most skilled cutters working in state-of-the-art cutting facilities can cut these. In fact, only 200 diamond cutters out of the 1 million people employed in the diamond cutting trade are skilled enough to cut Hearts on Fire diamonds.
See Hearts on Fire now at Underwoods, San Marco, Avondale, the shops of Ponte Vedra, Underwood Jewelers.
Sewer backups stink, literally. Tree roots, old pipes, or major clogs can be the cause. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining inspects and clears sewer lines fast. If your sewer's backed up, make the Superior choice and learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Your home deserves more than just another coat of paint. It deserves quality that lasts. At First Coast Paint, you'll find premium Benjamin Moore products, trusted advice, and the local experts who help you get it right the first time. Whether it's your living room, your porch, or your whole house, First Coast Paint brings your paint project to life. Stores in St. John's and St. Augustine. One name Jacksonville Trust. Mention 1010XL for 10% off. First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Putting an extra 60 minutes on the clock. The window world of Northeast Florida fifth quarter. Nailed down by Apex Roofing and Contracting and Hurricane Grill and Wings on 1010XL.
Play fake. Trevor steps up, fires to the back of the end zone, diving attempt. The ball caught for the touchdown in the back of the end zone. Parker Washington, a 9-yard touchdown, and Jacksonville has retaken the lead.
Frank Franchi on the call. Jaguars radio. Trevor Lawrence to Parker Washington. Gave the Jaguars a 24-21 lead there in the fourth quarter. Every week here on the fifth quarter, we give you an offensive player of the game. That offensive player of the game is brought to you by our friends at Universal Roof and Contracting. RJ, let's do it right now. The Universal Roof and Contracting offensive player of the game.
Universal Roof and Contracting presents the offensive player of the game. Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is universal.
Leon Searcy, 5 catches, 71 yards, and a touchdown for Parker Washington. He obviously also had the big punt return as well. He is this week's offensive player of the game.
Well deserved. Hell of a game. I mean, this guy's the MVP. Him and Brandon Strange got to be the MVPs of the offense right now. Maybe you throw AT in there as well. But
honorable mention to Jacoby.
Hey, Jacoby as well. But this guy's a difference maker. He's a heater. We used to call him on the team, coach. We used to call him heaters. When you go to a guy like that, he simmers, elevates the play of everybody by the way he plays. So that's what I call him. I call him a heater because when you get him the ball, he makes things happen. Not only in offense, but special teams.
Yeah, and one of the things, Coach, that I love is the three of us were out at training camp, in the 100-degree weather in August. And Parker, now there are some guys that will be out there in years past that'll have great training camps, and it won't materialize in the regular season. Parker had a great training camp, and he's continued that in the regular season. We saw this in July and August when he was doing what he was doing on the practice field.
Well, the thing was that I also noticed when we were at practice is when practice was over, the amount of time he and Trevor spent after practice. You can tell that this is a business-like kid that wanted to be successful this year, and he would do the extra. How many guys are out there doing the extra, and you see the difference right now?
Yeah, it's no question about it. And Parker Washington, a well-deserved offensive player of the game. Jaguars 7-4. They get a big win, their second win in overtime on the road. And again, a stat that just is nuts. In the history of the Jaguar franchise, you go out west, the California teams, Seattle, Arizona. I think Denver West is probably the moniker you want to talk about. The Jaguars, I believe, had 4 wins in 30-plus years out there coming into 2025. They have now won 3 times in 2025, winning at San Francisco, winning at Las Vegas, and now winning at Arizona. Leon, that's tough to do for an East Coast team, correct?
It is. And I can't remember how many times we went out west and came away with a dub, Coach. It was always tough for any team to go way out west and win a ball game. But we was talking about this before the season started, Hack. We was talking about extinguishing the narrative.
Yeah.
The narrative was just that we don't play well out there. We don't do this out there. We don't score out there. And we've gone back to back to back West Coast trips and come away with a dub.
Let's go to Ponte Vedra. Brian up here on the 5th quarter on 1010XL. Brian, what do you got?
Hey, guys. I will tell you this, to be a Jaguar fan, I will say it's a roller coaster ride for sure.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But I got to ask you, I know it's Big Search. I don't know if you ever were a backup before. I think you always just started. But these backups for the Jaguars are just insane, man. They want to work. They're dogs. They want to get in there and do something. Why can't we just leave those guys in? I mean, what do you think about that?
Brian, appreciate it. Well, the Jaguars have a lot of depth, no question about it. And look, I mean, Parker Washington is technically a backup, but he's been thrust into the starting role with the injury to Travis Hunter and the injury to Brian Thomas Jr. I think the offensive line, Cole Van Lanen, I thought had another solid game today. And for Anton Harrison, it goes to show you, what did James Gladstone talk about this offseason? Elevating the floor of the roster, meaning adding depth. Jaguars certainly have done that.
Yeah, well, I was only a backup my rookie year, by the way. But no, it's right. Listen, out of sight, out of mind. All right, these guys that have been down and been hurt. If the coaching staff is comfortable with what's going on with the guys who are playing, then you've got to do something. Listen, first of all, starters never lose their position because of injuries. Let's just go put that out there right now. So more than likely, when Anton gets back, more than likely he's going to get his right tackle.
And that was just one example.
Yeah, just one example.
Yeah, Anton should be the starter.
Yeah, absolutely. He should be the starter, but Van Lanen has played well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he gave up a sack today. He gave up a sack and maybe a pressure. Just one. But for him to step to the stage, because at one particular point, you can't be a backup senior all your life. You know, when you become the lead, we expect you to play like the lead. And a lot of these guys who have stepped up from being backups to come and be starters, I tip my hat off to them. It's not an easy job.
Yeah, especially for the life of an offensive lineman. They never leave the field. They don't get a break. They got to go after each other face to face every single down. And you got to man up every single down. So it's different than other positions that play on space. You know, it takes a true man to go ahead and say, oh, I got to play against the best defensive rush guy or whoever that is every single situation, because you don't know what the play call is. Sometimes it's more pass than it is run. You know, so you tip your hat off to those guys that play the full game.
Let's head to the state of Connecticut. Let's get Travis in here on the 5th quarter on 1010XL. Travis, what's going on?
Hey, actually, Coach. Hey, Big Stars. I got a comment and a question for you guys. The comment is, you know, all the Trevor haters, we're 7-4, man. We're talking about playoffs right now. You got the New York Giants who are eliminated before Thanksgiving. So it ain't been pretty, but it's been doing the job, baby. And then my question is that, you know, last week we were moving people on the offensive line, big chunks. I mean, defensive line were going 6-7 yards down the field. Today it looked like we got more stalemated than anything. What's the difference from week to week? I know those guys get paid too, but it seemed like it was night and day on the O-line from last week. Appreciate y'all.
Travis, appreciate it. We'll talk to the Pro Bowler about that in one moment. Quickly, let's go to the guy that coached running backs for 18 years in the NFL. Coach Ingram, what did you think of the running game today? Seemed like the Jaguars, although it evened out, they had 28 runs compared to 30 passing attempts, which I was shocked by when I saw that. It just seemed they were being pass heavy, but 28 running attempts, but just didn't seem like they were getting a lot of traction late in the game.
Well, remember, some of those run plays are situation runs, so it really doesn't add to it. To be honest, from a coaching standpoint, I thought it was real conservative. All I saw was zone run, zone here, zone there. I didn't see a lot of creativity. I didn't see any gap schemes. You know, sooner or later, you want to be able to edge people. Now, we did throw a toss crack out there for a good long run. You know, I thought we got away from the run in the first half. any type of great runner, Fred Taylor, this and that, they would, they would salivate for more runs, more opportunities, because that's part of the run. A 1-yard play, a 2-yard play, and then a 5-yard or 8-yard, that's running the ball. That's beating up on people on both sides of the ball. You can't expect, it's just the more you stick with it, the better you're going to be, and that's how we have been. But also, to your question, each week is different, okay? Each game, each game is a totally different situation. How they play their defense, who you're playing against, what you decide on your game plan. Sometimes you got to add enough variety to get what you want out of the run game.
And look, Travis Etienne did finish with 86 yards, although 50 of those were on one carry. Leon, now to the offensive line. What were your thoughts on the O-line?
Well, the truth of the matter is that the caller answered his own question. They get paid too sometimes, all right? They get paid too. You're talking about a team that's desperate, who hasn't been playing well, who's giving up a lot of points. They're at home. Everybody expects Jacksonville to come in and cakewalk through the game and win it, and they manned up a little bit. But the one thing I can tell you about the offensive line, though, I was watching, there wasn't a lot of flat backs. All right, when I mean about flat backs, I mean talk about guys coming off the ball. Last week against the Chargers, a lot of flat backs, guys coming off the ball, getting to the second level. And you're right, Coach, we ran more gap against the Chargers than we did today against the Cardinals. For whatever reason, we ran a lot of that. We ran some toss you cracks on the edge every now and then, but it wasn't enough opportunities for us to dominate up front. So
we were more downhill last week.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, absolutely.
Today.
Yeah.
Let's head out to the state of Alabama. Let's get Jonathan in here on the fifth quarter on 1010XL. Jonathan, go ahead.
Duval.
Yeah, it was a close one.
It certainly was. Cam Little delivered once again. Defense stepped up when they had to. If I was Trevor, I wouldn't put my defense in that situation all the time to bail you out like that. I mean, you got to produce on offense a lot more.
Jonathan, appreciate it. Yeah, no doubt. And Trevor even addressed that in the post-game press conference. He said he can't put his defense in that position, but he said he's going to continue to let it rip. That's what his head coach is telling him to do, let it rip. Your thoughts from a coaching perspective, Coach Ingram, on Anthony Campanile. Obviously, without Trayvon Walker, they had to generate pass rush. Certainly did that today to the tune of 6 quarterback sacks.
No, that was, like I said, the second half adjustment was really good. He blitzed. The only problem is when you play too much man coverage, you put yourself in a situation of big plays that can happen for you. You got to tackle people. You have to make those plays because there's nobody else left. When you're in zone, you keep everything in front of you. So you have to have a good enough mix. And then there's sometimes you just got to know when to give up, a 4 or 5 man rush or a 6 man rush. And, there are times you may have to go ahead and put everybody in the secondary and go with a 3-man rush.
Well, and I think one thing that's important to figure out here, too, or to remember, is that if you would have taken a poll from fans, media, all of us at the end of training camp, give us the top 10 Jacksonville Jaguar football players coming into 2025. I think Jordan Lewis, Anton Harrison, Trayvon Walker, and Brian Thomas Jr. would have all been on that list. They would have been somewhere in the top 10. They were without all 4 of those guys today. Never mind the fact Travis Hunter, he's the only one not coming back. No Anton, no Trayvon, no Jordan Lewis, no BTJ. All the adversity you faced with the turnovers, everything Campanile had to do without Trayvon Walker, everything Cohen had to do without BTJ and Anton. And to still come out with a win, Leon, just speaks volumes to this team.
Well, that's coaching. You know what? When you got those many guys, top 10 guys that are down, that's just coaching. What you're trying to do is you want your stars to be stars, all right? Mm-hmm. And then you want your average players or borderline players to play above grade, all right? Get them to play inspired football beyond the measurables. The athleticism, I think that's what Liam is doing. That's why you're seeing so many guys who are like average or across the board playing inspired football.
And that's why it's about the culture. When you change the culture in the room, you give everybody an opportunity to be as good as the next. You're the next man up. Mm-hmm. This is what you dreamed about being. You're just not an NFL player. You got an opportunity to be a great player and help contribute and win the game. And that's when they talk about the culture. It's everybody in the room. It's not just the highlighted players. We win. Be honest, we win with the core players on this team. You know, the other area we haven't talked about, you look at the rotation on the defense this week that started last week. The confidence that those young kids that actually got a chance to get on the field and prove themselves and play.
I like Strigal. I like him a lot. And I know he came off the field, then he came back. BJ Green. I like those guys. That is the coach, Gerald Ingram. He's the Pro Bowler, Leon Searcy. I'm the hacker, Ryan Green. Jacksonville, we're with you for another hour. If you're on the phone lines, we will get to you. That's Ryan, that's Steve, that's Rob. 904-641-1010 is the phone number as we react to the Jaguars' overtime win in the desert over Arizona. Jacksonville now 7-4 on the year, only one game back in the AFC South. The Colts 8-3, the Jaguars 7-4, the Houston Texans 6-5. And keep in mind, Houston goes to Indianapolis next week. Jacksonville goes to 1-10 Tennessee next week. It is the Window World of Northeast Florida fifth quarter. We're presented by Apex Roofing and Contracting and Hurricane Grill and Wings right here on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM.
Your pipes are leaking, don't get nervous. Fa la 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 la. Call Roll and Reach for same day service. Fa la 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 la. He guarantees your satisfaction. Fa la 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 la. Call Roland and he'll spring into action. Fa la 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 la. This holiday season, if you have a leak and can't wait a week, dial 904-260-7059. And from the Roll and Reach family to yours, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Mike Dempsey for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. If your roof's got any damage, if it leaks, if it's just old and ugly, call my friends at Apex Roofing. But Mike, roofs are so expensive. It's true, quality roofing is not cheap, but Apex Roofing has up to 100% financing available, so you don't have to compromise quality for budget. Apex Roofing, no shortcuts, no stress, just quality work with financing available. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacksonville Beach. ApexRoofingFL.com.
If you're tired of weekend projects turning into weekend disasters, you're not alone. Building a fence isn't as easy as it looks. And let's face it, your neighbor still hasn't fixed his lopsided masterpiece. But Superior Fence and Rail makes it easy. Highly trained professionals, top quality materials, and a fence you'll love for years to come. Skip the stress and call the pros today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. You've heard me talking about Pella Windows and Doors. With great ratings and expert reviews, you know they're high quality and energy efficient products. So what's your next step? Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or just stop by the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. Their professional design consultants will guide you through your entire project from start to finish. And that's the quality and service you can expect from Pella Windows and Doors.
You already know it's your main man, E to the T here for Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft. And with ball season here, make sure you're on the lookout for my instant reaction before, during, or after the game. All brought to you by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree drafts. Come on, somebody.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World, simply the best for less. And thank you for your business.
Hey, Jags fans. Tommy Mack here. Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with Crown Royal Rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with generous spirit. Visit crownroyal.com/Royal Rig on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
E to the T here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes through in the clutch? From lunch to late night, only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Stick around after the sunset, and Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites. Come on, somebody.
Home of the Jaguars, 1010XL, WJXL AM and FM, Jacksonville Beach. When Jag News breaks, hear it first on 1010XL.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through November 13th. Financing available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust.
License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. This is the window world of Northeast Florida 5th quarter, flavored by Hurricane Grill and Wings and Apex Roofing and Contracting on 1010XL.
Cook puts it down. Cam Little kicks it up, and the 52-yard field goal is good. He drills it from 52 yards. Does Cam Little, and the Jags have taken a 27-24 lead in overtime.
Frank Franchi on the call, Jaguars Radio. What a job by Cam Little. Again, a 52-yard kick. I don't think enough's being made about that in overtime. Huge kick. If he misses that, Arizona gets 20 yards. They kick a field goal and they win. Enormous kick by Cam Little. Every week on the 5th quarter, we do give you a special teams player of the game. It is brought to you by our friends at Superior Plumbing. RJ, let's do it now. The Superior Plumbing Special Teams Player of the Game.
Jacksonville was built on specialists. Now the Special Teams Player of the Week, sealed by Superior Plumbing and Pipelining.
Leon, what does it say about a player like Cam Little who started the season so good, then obviously went through about a 2.5 game slump where geniuses like me were saying to bring somebody in at least on the practice squad to give him a little competition, and now all of a sudden he's the best kicker in football, the 68-yarder aside. He's drilling 50-yarders like they're 30-yarders, including the 52-yarder in overtime today.
Yeah, I was in that line. I'm not going to lie. I was in that line when he was struggling. I felt like we needed to bring somebody in, but he's got his swag back a little bit now. You know what I'm thinking we're doing? We normalize the fact that 52-yarder, that's a big kick, bro.
Huge kick.
If he misses that kick, I mean, like you said, they're 20, 30 yards away from kicking the field goal, and this game is over. But because he's so dynamic, we normalize the fact that the 50-yarder is pretty much automatic. But I tell you what, if he misses that one, we have a whole different story to talk about if he does. But I'm glad he made it.
And, Coach, you mentioned this earlier, what a valuable weapon a guy like that is down the stretch in these close games, to have the reliability. And quite frankly, if you get to midfield, heck, if you get to your own 45, you would at least think about it with a weapon like Cam Little.
Well, it changes your whole play call sheet, from a coaching standpoint, because you almost have two separate sheets on what it takes to get there. I mean, so, you couldn't ask for a better weapon as an offensive coordinator.
Let's head up to Savannah, Georgia. Let's get Ryan in here on the fifth quarter on 1010XL as the Jaguars defeat Arizona tonight 27-24 in overtime. Ryan, what do you got?
Hey, guys, I appreciate y'all taking my call. I kind of have a piggyback question off of the running game question. It seems like, this is Trevor's third primary play caller in 5 years, but something that's plagued him his entire career is batted balls at the line. Now, I remember back in the early 2010s, late 2000s, there was like an art to how the Patriots would open passing lanes with Kevin Falk cutting guys down and their offensive line opening up these windows for Brady to see through. So I have a question for Coach and Mr. Searcy. Just in their expertise, is that kind of blocking kind of redundant now, just the way guys are playing defense? And do y'all think that might be a reason these balls are getting batted down? Or is there something more with Trevor's mechanics and maybe a timing issue that allows these guys to get up in the air and bat so many balls down?
Ryan, thank you for the phone call. Leon, why do so many passes get batted down from Trevor?
Well, because most of the time defensive players, defensive ends, or defensive tackles, when they figure they can't get a rush, they just stand there, they jump up and down because they see the quarterback. They see him, pulling his arm back. But you're taught as an offensive line to go after him. Don't let them sit and settle. All right, when they give up on the pass rush, you're told to go after them with the hands.
The Cersei punch.
Yeah, go after them. You don't sit there and let them have a vacation. You go and you get physical with them because when they figure they can't get to the quarterback, then they stop, settle, they look at his eyes, and then they determine whether they're going to punch it. So it's up to the offensive line to make sure you stay on these guys so they don't bat balls.
And, Coach, from a mechanics point of view, Trevor Lawrence is 6'6".
Yeah, he is.
Why is he getting so many passes batted down?
Well, it doesn't matter if he's 6'6". Calais is bigger than 6'6".
Well, that's fair.
Plus, you raise the arms up in the air. It's like Leon said. There's a technique to it all, and when certain defensive players have a history of batting balls down, which we already know that Calais is, an offensive line coach will always reiterate to the offensive linemen that that's your responsibility. Okay, you got to keep stabbing at his hands. He can't raise his hands if he keeps stabbing at his hands. So it's a punch, 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 punch to make sure his hands stay down. So because you don't know when. Now, all of a sudden, you're sitting back and you're waiting. Well, you're inviting that guy to stand up and bat the ball down.
Yeah.
That's on you as an offensive lineman. So you got to have a solution to it. And then his other question about what New England did, you're talking about the three-step drop. That was a three-step drop that they would attack and cut. Everybody has their own, philosophy on how you handle getting the hands down on a three-step drop. So some people run and cut. Some people are more firm and aggressive. Mm-hmm. So depending on who the offensive line coach and their philosophy on that, and that's just I can't think of the offensive line coach there for years. Mm-hmm. That was his philosophy.
Yeah, but if a defensive tackle just sits there and stands, then ultimately your pass protection becomes a run block. Because if he just settles, he tries to run, you're taught to run at him to make sure he can't get his hands up.
904-641-1010 is the phone number. Let's head down to Melbourne. Let's get Steve in here on the fifth quarter on 1010XL. Steve, what do you got?
I got a few notes here. I wanted to get up and punch my screen a couple times, but I'm still healing from foot surgery, so I'm kind of limited to getting up and punching my screen.
I understand. I had a 6-year-old watching the game with me, so I had to watch my language, but I felt the same way, trust me.
But I want to say this, with all the ups and downs and some people giving up on Trevor, it is extremely hard to bet against him with a game-winning drive. It is extremely hard. He is one of the quarterbacks with the most of them. The defense had pressure all day, and I got to ask the coach and Big Surf, out of all your years, have you ever seen not one but two undrafted guys having such a contribution to the team, and they're doing well? Heck, we even saw Wyatt Milam at left tackle. He was doing pretty good. But, and also, Leon, one more time, I would listen to XL Primetime all the time, listen to you guys. For a while, one of the things you said the most was there ain't no dogs on this team, which I agreed for the longest time. But at least I could say ETN, dog. Parker Washington, dog. Brenton Strange, I just call him the man beast, because that's what he is. He dragged 5 Cardinals with him on one pass.
Steve, that's a good point. Appreciate the phone call. Leon, they do have some dogs. There's no doubt. And these two young guys, Strigow and B.J. Green, two undrafted guys. And again, Strigow left the game injured, did come back, and still had an impact after he came back. Man, I like those two guys. I like them a lot.
Well, I mean, those guys are performing the way they're performing because what Coach had talked about, he's creating a culture where these guys have an avenue, an opportunity to go showcase their talent, even though they're undrafted. If they can be effective on the football field, no one cares that they're undrafted. All right? So that's what Liam is saying. I don't care that you're an undrafted free agent. If you can affect the quarterback in any capacity, that's what we want on the field. That's how you build a culture. That's how you want everybody to be relatable in what we're trying to accomplish, which is get to the playoffs and see if we can shake some things up.
Liam's also trying to let them understand that, in the NFL, when you play on Sunday and Sunday comes around on that day, nobody cares about your problems. Okay? You find a way to win. The next game is in the way of your road to the promised land. So we all want wins, no matter who's playing on that field. When you've created that culture, then everybody understands what it takes, to get through 17 games, because everybody is hurt. You're constantly fighting your own players to understand, hey, you got to stay on that field. When you got everybody that understands that everybody's got a nick, if it's worse than a nick or whatever and you can't play, the next man has an opportunity to help win that game.
Yeah.
Now you're a true winning team. That's what it takes to get through 17 games. And then when you get into the dance, doesn't matter what your record is when you get in the dance. We start over. It's a new season. All we care about is winning the first game and then the next game. But you don't get past that game until the next one.
904-641-1010. Phone lines are open. 904-641-1010. If you want to get in here on the fifth quarter, let's head to the state of New York. Let's get Rob in here on 1010XL. Rob, what do you got?
Hey, good evening, everyone. I'm going to get away from the Trevor stuff for a little bit, and I'm glad y'all brought up the defensive ends there. I'm a defensive guy, and I got to ask, what are we as the viewers missing with the roughing the passer calls? This is the second week in a row now. You have like a real momentum killer in the sack that Devin Lloyd got, and with us still having a hard time getting to the quarterback. We've been more productive in the past. We're starting to hit a little bit of a stride. Josh got his 1.5 there, but like we're still hurting for sacks. Even though we're getting the pressure, we need the sacks to end the play. I was going to turn the game off if the Devin Lloyd hit on Jacoby on the sideline was going to be flagged, and I'm glad they pulled that. But what are y'all thoughts on that? I'll take y'all comments offline, but thanks again.
Rob, appreciate it. Yeah, there's no doubt they've had trouble getting to the quarterback. Today was not one of those days, though. Again, they did sack Jacoby Brissett 6 times. Leon, it's the third week in a row the Jaguars have had a roughing the passer that you could argue. The NFL wants to protect the quarterbacks. The basic answer is this. Reverse the roles. If that's Josh Sweat landing on Trevor Lawrence like that, we would be screaming for a flag too, because that's what the NFL has established. It sucks because it's happened to the Jaguars 3 weeks in a row. But what I thought about when that happened was, all right, if that's Trevor and that's Josh Sweat doing what Devin Lloyd did, or if that's Calais Campbell doing what Devin Lloyd did, we would be upset if that wasn't flagged, because that's the establishment the NFL has made with that given play. I don't agree with it, but it's the letter of the law. It's all about protecting the QBs.
Well, I mean, listen, it's a travesty. For one, let's just call it as it is, all right? It is. Trevor's been beat up and bounced around like a pinball machine, okay? So we have to deal with it. As far as Devin Lloyd goes, man, I don't know what you do with the quarterbacks nowadays.
Well, you saw it last week. DeJuan Smoot had Trey Lance, let him go, and Lance then got a 30-yard pass off.
I don't know what you do.
I think it's a contagious problem right now throughout the whole league, not just our team. But I think it's going to end up being addressed to the officials, the league office, because they're ruining the integrity of the game. The quarterbacks are part of the game. If not, go ahead and put flags on them, put a skirt on them, and you can't touch them.
Yeah.
Okay? Because it's so, you're making it a totally unhuman situation where the guy can't even, there's no way he could have stopped and not make a play or even touch the guy. Because like you said, if we let the guy go, there's too many quarterbacks, and then you got quarterbacks that take advantage of the rule.
Oh, yeah. Mahomes does it all the time.
So they're ruining the game, and I think it's so contagious right now. At the end of the year, it's got to be addressed. Kind of like the whole deal, is it a catch or non-catch deal? Well, it got to be an ongoing after the season deal. I think it's going to be addressed. You know, you can't, if it's, one step, you know. I thought when it first started off, if a guy led with the crown of his helmet, now that's not even, you put your face in a guy, and they're still going to call it anyway if you take him to the ground. Well, it's football.
Yeah.
Okay?
I agree.
It ain't flag football no more. And then his other question about pass rushers, your defensive end, hey, not everybody's Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett had 15 before this game. He had 15 sacks. Okay? Most teams, and that's by himself. He's just a freak of nature right now. It's a struggle for all these other guys. Now, Aiden Hutchinson, he gets free, but he doesn't get a lot of sacks. He gets a lot of pressure.
I think you could argue today was the most productive the Jaguars were at affecting the opposing quarterback. I mean, 6 sacks. I don't know if they've had 6 sacks the entire year in one game prior to today. So, now, Jacoby Brissett did drop back like 47 times, so that kind of is relative, but they did put pressure on him. They did affect him, particularly in the fourth quarter and in overtime. One more segment of phone calls. If you want to get in, the lines are open, and there is actually room for you right now. We will take you, 904-641-1010, 904-641-1010 if you want to get involved. We'll come back with a play of the game, also a drive of the game, as the Jaguars defeat Arizona to get to 7-4 on the year. It is the Window World of Northeast Florida fifth quarter. We're presented by Apex Roofing and Contracting and Hurricane Grill and Wings, with you till 11 o'clock tonight, right here on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM.
Every tackle, basket, and crack of the bat. Your radio home for play-by-play is 1010XL.
Attention small business owners. Did you know you can get 100% tax deduction on a brand new Cadillac?
That's right. Choose your new Cadillac and qualify for a 2025 tax deduction of up to 100% of the purchase price.
There's never been a better time to own a Cadillac and drive your business forward in style.
Visit Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville today for incredible deals and expert advice.
Don't miss your chance. Experience the luxury you deserve and the savings you need.
Plus tax tag title, $9.99 admin fee, and resistol on approved credit.
Hey, it's Joe C. The chill is in the air and your backyard can still be the heart of the season. Gather your family around a beautiful outdoor fireplace from Isocurrent or Napoleon, expertly installed by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. From elegant stone fireplaces to wood-burning or gas fire pits, CSS creates cozy spaces where memories are made and where every night can feel like a celebration. You dream it, they can build it. Visit their showroom or online at cssfireplaces.com.
CSS. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood's. You hear about guarantees and warranties. What is Underwood's policy?
Frank, to talk about guarantees and warranties, you have to look at our history of over 70 years in business. Underwood's entire reason for existence is and has been to offer fine products that will be used with such satisfaction that both the giver and the receiver will want to come back. And hopefully they'll tell their friends about us. To do this means we've got to try our hardest to satisfy every customer. All of our people understand that. Now, I'm sure over the years we've made a few mistakes, but we've never failed to make good on any Underwood product that was returned with a legitimate customer complaint. Our entire reputation would mean nothing if we didn't conduct ourselves that way. Simply put, conducting our business with integrity is a lot more important to Underwoods and our customers than all the guarantees, warranties, and contrived legal obligations in the world. And you've got Underwood's word, my word, and all of our people's word on that.
Underwoods in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
XL Primetime is back weekdays noon to 2, and on Wednesdays, join Dr. George Bari at 1:20 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Make sure you catch Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays at 1:20 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Clogged toilet? Too much paper, deeper blockages, or one of your child's Hot Wheels could be the culprit. Superior Plumbing and Pipeline and handles toilet clogs fast. If your toilet's clogged, make the superior choice. Learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Are you ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors? It's the Black Friday sales event going on now at Renewal by Andersen. Buy now and pay nothing until 2027. That's no money down, no payments, and no interest for 2 years. This offer expires November 30th. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
He's a beast in the trenches and a baller off the field. Eric Armstead joins Helmets and Heels with Tom McManus, Lauren Brooks, and Taylor Dahl. Fridays at 3. Kept healthy by orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville on 1010XL.
Need electric vehicle repair? Guardian Collision is expert certified for any electric vehicle. Trust the home team for auto body repair on your EV. Guardian Collision. They guard what moves you at GuardianCollision.com.
Hey folks, Frank Frangie here for Lee & Kate's Glass. Now with the holidays coming, it's time to update that dated-looking bathroom setup and give yourself the gift of a gorgeous new frameless shower with big, sexy glass you spend every morning and night in that bathroom. A new shower enclosure from Lee & Kate's Glass will look fantastic and make your bathroom feel like a luxurious spa. You'll love it. You deserve it. Request the free in-home consultation. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
What is the only NFL team that has never played a game on Thanksgiving Day? The answer next.
When your homeowner's insurance policy is up for renewal, it's a good idea to shop around to find a better plan. Southern Oak Insurance for over 20 years provides Floridians a clear option. SouthernOak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The only NFL team that hasn't played on Thanksgiving Day, our hometown Jacksonville Jaguars.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through November 13th. Financing available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust.
License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Putting an extra 60 minutes on the clock. The window world of Northeast Florida fifth quarter. Nailed down by Apex Roofing and Contracting and Hurricane Grill and Wings on 1010XL.
Play fake. Trevor steps up, fires to the back of the end zone, diving attempt. The ball caught for the touchdown in the back of the end zone. Parker Washington, a 9-yard touchdown, and Jacksonville has retaken the lead.
Frank Frangie on the call, Jaguars radio. Huge play by Parker Washington there in the back of the end zone. Every week on the fifth quarter, we do give you a play of the game. The play of the game is brought to you by our friends at Performance Painting. Let's do it right now. The Performance Painting play of the game.
Now the Performance Painting high performance play of the game. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
That touchdown, Leon, one of 5 grabs for Parker Washington, 71 yards, and that huge touchdown to kind of settle things down for a little bit. You would have thought that would have been the game clinching touchdown. The Jaguars, for some reason, decided to go for it on 4th down. And I got all these analytics people coming at me on social media.
Of course you do.
And maybe I'm the oldest 42-year-old in the world. But I know when a team's out of timeouts and you got a good 1.5 yards, if not close to 2 yards to go, and you just didn't get it on 3rd and short, and you can kick a field goal to go up 6, I kicked the field goal to go up 6, man. I mean, if they would have lost that game today, My thoughts about Liam Cohen's decision would be drastically different.
Listen, Hack, don't feel bad. You're not the only person. I would have kicked the field goal, absolutely.
Totally.
In that situation with no timeouts left, and the way your defense is playing, hey, listen, if they can go 70 yards to score and win, it has to go off to them. But I'm stacking the chips on my defensive side to get the job done like they did for the mass majority of the game.
Yeah, look, and I know the Giants were in a similar situation. And even with that, like Detroit, I don't know how much time was left in that game, but Detroit's got Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jared Goff. And I get that. Maybe you want to go for the kill on offense because of the Detroit playmakers on their offense. I mean, this was Jacoby Brissett. And this was Michael Wilson and Trey McBride. Nothing against those guys. But if they can go 70 yards on you in a minute 30 with no timeouts, and knowing they have to score a touchdown, you probably deserve to lose at that point. Luckily it didn't matter.
I'd rather force them to have to score a touchdown than kick a field goal.
Right.
All day long.
Right. I mean, when Michael Wilson catches that ball with 10 seconds to go, luckily he spun it in celebration, and the Cardinals didn't spike it. Cardinals had a ball in the end zone to win the game with 10 seconds to go, and I was just like speechless, which is hard for me to be speechless. I'm watching this game in just shock and awe, and thankfully it didn't come back to bite the Jaguars.
But plus, like you just said, you're playing against a good quarterback. Why would you give him a good quarterback a chance to beat you in overtime?
Yeah, well, yeah, right. I mean, it's again, it worked out for the best, and that's the best thing I can say about it. Final segment of phone calls. If you're on the line, we'll get to you, 904-641-1010. Let's go to the south side. Let's get DeJuan in here on 1010XL on the fifth quarter. DeJuan, go ahead.
Hey, how's it going, man? Duval, of course.
Indeed.
Just to piggyback on what you were saying, I wanted to ask about that. So as far as Cohen's coaching decisions, even I didn't have a problem with going for it on fourth down there, but the play action rollout to the right with just not a lot of options for Trevor Lawrence. I know he wants to be a bit of a gambler and a bit of a gunslinger, but given, the ups and downs that we see from Lawrence, what do you think about that as far as the season? I just feel like the luck is eventually going to run out. We had some things kind of go our way, but, we're finding ways to win. I just want to know what you want to think. I guess you kind of answered it for me. I guess, had it not worked, we'd be looking at this situation differently. So, I guess you kind of answered that for me, but thank you.
Hey, DeJuan, thank you. It's Monday morning quarterbacking at its finest, but I'll tell you this. The Jaguar Twitter just released Liam Cohen's post-game celebration, which I love the fact that they do that. Win or lose, they release what he says to the team in the locker room, which is crazy cool access that Jaguars.com provides. And he said this in his postgame, and this is going to be the message this week. You can already tell the narrative, that they're not going to apologize for winning football games. Is it a work of art? Is it the Mona Lisa? No. I mean, today might have as well been graffiti on the side of a building, but it's a win, right? I don't care if it's 50-0 and you look awesome, or it's 27-24 and you have 4 turnovers and all the nonsense that happened at the end of the game. At the end of the day, Leon, a win's a win. And here in Jacksonville, to be 7-4 at this point of the year, I agree with Liam Cohen. They should not be apologizing for how they're winning.
Well, fans have to understand this, and I played this game 11 years. It's hard to win in this league. Yeah. Absolutely. And as unrecognizable as they looked last week, as far as the way they controlled the game on both sides of the ball and played solid defense and offense, this was the complete opposite. They turned the ball over, interceptions, strip sacks for touchdowns, but they found a way to win. Listen, when the end of the day, in January, you're going to either look at this game as the game that got you in or the game that didn't get you in. It could be that simple. And I've just learned that, listen, if you can escape for your life from a game that you didn't ultimately play 100% well, then you take that dub all day.
And the bottom line, Coach, is we've seen Cleveland earlier this year, Houston 2 weeks ago. The Jaguars have lost games in heartbreaking fashion, just like today. Today they found a way to win a game like this.
I mean, you got to respect the win, but you're always looking. I mean, we watched the game, and the coaches have to prepare for the next game, so they want to make these corrections. Yes, a win is a win, but you want to see good football for the amount of work you put in to winning. You want to see good, clean football. And last week, is the first opportunity we got a chance to see good, clean, dominating football. But we did say that doesn't happen every week in the NFL.
Right.
All right, so this proved that, hey, yeah, you won. Fine, let's win. Let's find some, we're hoping as fans and everybody else, some consistency from this team. Well, what's consistent? We won.
That's all that matters. 7-4, and the Jaguars, by the way, leapfrog Buffalo. The Jaguars are the 6th seed now in the AFC playoffs. If you would have told me going into Thanksgiving back in August, the Jaguars would have a better playoff seeding than the Buffalo Bills at Thanksgiving, needless to say, I probably would not have believed you. But that is where the Jaguars are now, the 6th seed currently in the AFC. Let's head to Mayport. Let's get Doug in here on the 5th quarter. Doug, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Let me just ask y'all a question. As a Florida State Seminole, I remember watching Trevor in the national championship game thinking, why can't we have a quarterback like that? Not knowing we were going to draft him. We did draft him. For the last 4 years, I have made every excuse for him. I love the fact we're 7-4, and I love Liam Cohen, even though I disagree with the decision he made tonight. I don't think Trevor's the answer, and I want y'all's honest opinion on what y'all think about him at this point.
Doug, appreciate it. I mean, to me, it's like I've said, he's kind of like a Jay Cutler kind of player. There are 2 or 3 times per game he will do something that will drive you absolutely crazy. And it happened today, and it's just the Trevor Lawrence experience. But there's also 2 or 3 times per game where he will make a throw to Parker Washington in the back of the end zone that, again, I'm not sure how many quarterbacks in this league can make that throw. He will lead a game-winning drive in overtime to get a field goal to win you the game. Just like a game-winning touchdown drive in Las Vegas that won you the game. Just like a game-winning drive in the 4th quarter, Kansas City, Monday Night Football, that won you the game. Trevor Lawrence has been bad at times this year. He's been awful at times. He's also been very good at times, and I think that's just what you have to expect from week to week. It's going to be ugly, but 7 out of the 11 occasions, Trevor's done enough to get you a W.
He's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
Just get over it.
If he didn't have the price tag, what would you say?
Well, yeah, that certainly plays into it. Do I think Trevor Lawrence is a top 5 or top 10 quarterback in this league? Of course not. Is he a top 15 quarterback in this league? I think there's more of a conversation probably to be had there. But again, I mean, he's not the generational talent that everybody thought he was. But also, I mean, would you rather have Trevor Lawrence or, name your quarterback? I mean, Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert right now. Lawrence has beat him 3 times in their careers. I mean, Herbert was awful last week. Some quarterbacks just have awful games. Trevor's problem is he just seems to have more awful games than some, but he'll have more great moments than others. I think Leon said it best. He is a blessing and a curse at the same time. It is the Trevor Lawrence experience.
No, it's just, it's hard to evaluate when you see backup quarterbacks play against us and look better.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the hard part. But like I said, you take the price tag away, you say he's just like everybody else. It's a backup.
Yeah. I mean, look.
A guy who has spurts.
Yeah, he has spurts. And say what you will about him. And I've defended him, but I think this is a fair assessment. The guy wins games in the 4th quarter, man, or in overtime. I mean,
you got to respect that.
He's done it 4 or 5 times
Just
this
keep
year.
doing it, because at the end of the year, you're going to reevaluate this and say the same thing. If it doesn't win. If it goes through, we win it all. Hey, fine. We won it all. We did whatever it took to win. He's the comeback kid. He does it all. We don't win, we'll be sitting here saying the same thing.
Let's try to squeeze a couple more calls in here. We might try to squeeze a few calls in the final segment. Not sure if we'll have time. Let's go to Fernandina. Let's get Paul in here on 1010XL. Paul, go ahead.
Copy that. Logged in. First off, shout out Hack. Shout out Thirst. Everyone, love y'all. I was at work today, and I'm just, following it on the phone. And I'm like, no, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go again. But they pulled it out, and then I got off work, and then me and Mom watched it, and all I got to say is, Duval from South and Amelia Island.
Paul, appreciate it, man. Paul's fired up. There's no doubt about that. And the fan base is fired up. It's such a roller coaster with this team. I mean, you want to talk about just the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. I mean, you think about Cincinnati. You think about Kansas City. You think about both Houston games, Las Vegas, obviously today, craziness that is the highest of highs and the lowest of lows in this Jaguar season.
Well, you thought last week would have been the outlier, all right? Because like what Coach just said, that was clean football that we had never seen before in a very, very long time. And you thought that team moving forward was going to give you some consistency as far as no penalties, dominating on both sides of the ball. And we did see some of that. Don't get me wrong, we did see some of that. But the turnovers, the mistakes, the misreads, the breakdowns in protection, that's the stuff that you got to clean up. And that's what your coaching staff has to do. As a phenomenal the win was, there was just too many breakdowns, Trevor staring down receivers, and all that kind of stuff. That's the stuff you got to clean up. If you want to get where you need to go and make an impact, you got to clean up the mistakes.
We'll come back and give you an injury update. If we have time for some more calls, we will take them. It's going to be our final segment. But before we do that, every week here on the fifth quarter, we do give you a drive of the game. That drive of the game is brought to you by our friends at Randy Marion Cadillac. And RJ, let's do it now. The Randy Marion Cadillac drive of the game.
Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac drive of the game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
Sometimes the drive of the games are long, extended drives that end in touchdowns. Today, it's the meat and potatoes drive of the game. Maybe the most meat and potatoes drive of the season that won this award. 5 plays, 31 yards, 2 minutes and 14 seconds off the clock, resulting in a 52-yard Cam Little field goal. That was the only offensive drive in overtime, and that was the drive that won the game for the Jacksonville Jaguars today out in Arizona, 27-24. One segment to go with Leon Searcy and the coach Gerald Ingram. I'm the hacker Ryan Green. It is the window world of Northeast Florida fifth quarter. We are presented by Apex Roofing and Contracting and Hurricane Grill and Wings here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
There's something special about radio play-by-play. Always has been. In Jacksonville, your place for play-by-play is 1010XL.
The toughest bulls, the bravest riders. For 8 seconds, it's all on the line. Glory or nothing. These are cowboys who face down danger, defy the odds, and push themselves beyond limits most wouldn't dare. This is their world, where legends are made on the backs of ranked bulls. It's bull time, Jacksonville. PBR Bucks into 5-Star Memorial Arena February 20th and 21st. Get your tickets now at pbr.com/tickets.
If you're looking for the perfect holiday gift, the Alhambra Theater and Dining is offering special Black Friday packages. Friday, November 28th. Get 2 tickets for just $89. 2026 shows include 1776, Shrek the Musical, Meet Me in St. Louis, Saturday Night Fever, and more. Call 904-641-1212 or visit thealhambrajacks.com on Black Friday and grab the best deal of the year on Alhambra tickets.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Jason, I called you about the ductwork in my attic this summer, and you totally blew me off.
I did.
My airflow is too low and my bills are too high.
I know.
There's stains on my ceiling tiles and sweating around the vents, and the mice have chewed so many holes in the ducts, I think they're getting more AC than I am.
I know.
Then how could you let me suffer all summer, Jason?
Because summer is the one time of year I just can't send my technician into someone's steaming hot attic. They'd kill me. Ductwork is hot, cramped work at the best of times. Lucky for you, those best of times are in November.
You mean like now?
Bueller Air and Plumbing can repair your old, damaged, or just plain sketchy ductwork right now when it's not too hot and not too cold.
And none of your technicians will kill you.
It's a win-win.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL is your home for Florida Gators football. Protected by the law firm of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Follow every Gators game on 1010XL.
What if you could pull up to $500,000 in cash out of your home and drop your mortgage rate to 4.99% APR? Hey, Prosser here, and right now at Loan Pronto, they get the lowest rates in 3 years. With Loan Pronto's rapid equity loan, you can get your cash in as little as 3 days, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and even skip your next 2 house payments. One client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. Paid off their debt, paid off 2 car loans, saved $2,100 a month. One call, life change. There's no wait, no hard credit pull. You probably won't need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Rates at a 3-year low. Act now. Call 914-999-1508 or visit loanpronto.com for your free instant home appraisal. See how much cash you can get today. Call 914-999-1508. See how much cash you can get today. You can also visit loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. On approved credit, visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Beard's Diamonds' last and largest store-wide sale of the year is here. It's Beard's 44th anniversary sale with up to 44% savings. At Beard's, we're proud to be the only locally owned jeweler in the town center. And we're so grateful to the people of Jacksonville for trusting us for over 4 decades. So, we're celebrating with incredible savings. Yes, engagement rings are included, and wedding bands and anniversary bands, gemstone jewelry, yellow gold fashion jewelry. And of course, Beard's is your home for diamonds at real direct importer prices. Whether you're looking for a natural diamond or a lab-grown diamond, Beard's has every shape and every size. Come and let us educate you and give you the trusted guidance you deserve. Don't settle for corporate chain store quality. Beard's guarantees the best diamonds and the best value prices every day. Don't miss this incredible buying opportunity. Best prices of the year now during Beard's 44th anniversary sale. Beard's Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center. Shop local, shop Beard's.
He flies under the radar.
You don't find this guy, he finds you.
Stealthy Hayes Carlyle.
Best thing I can do is point you in the direction of his competition.
Takes you behind enemy lines. Activated by Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Is your home ready for the holidays? Beat the holiday rush and call Zero Res. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $149 and a 4th room free with a canned food donation. Plus $75 off air ducts as well. Book online anytime at ZeroResJacksonville.com.
Hey gang, Prosser here. Jacksonville homes are selling, but it can take months, and it takes a price lower than you want. Well, getting top price means aggressive marketing, and Chad and Sandy Newman are the Jacksonville experts who have proven systems to drive the demand to sell your home. And they have this unbelievable promise and guarantee. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. If you need to sell now, Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, and stress-free. You want max price? Chad and Sandy are going to aggressively market your home, and they're going to get it. Anthony and Mary in Palm Coast said, we wanted to move back home closer to family. Getting max price was more important than a fast sell, but we had only purchased our home last year, so we didn't have much equity. After just 23 days of aggressive marketing with Chad and Sandy, they sold our house at the price we needed to make the move. Call the Jacksonville experts you can trust, and I recommend. Call Chad and Sandy at 904-414-6200 or chadandsandy.com.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Learn everything you need to know about the Jaguars on Duval Rundown. I'm Hayes Carlyle, and join me each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning at 9:04. You can find Duval Rundown on all the social channels of 1010XL.
Driven by Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-743-8989. 800-743-8989. 800-743-8989.
This football season, Hurricane Grill and Wings is your game day getaway. Catch every play with the perfect drink in hand. Handcrafted cocktails like the Millionaire Margarita, Spicy Guavarita, Old Fashioned, or the Red Bullerita. Beer more your style to watch the games? Enjoy an ice cold Bud Light. Game day cocktails and Bud Light specials are here all season long at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find a restaurant near you at hurricanewings.com.
Waiting around for Black Friday? At Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi, we've already dropped Black Friday prices. That's right, thousands of vehicles priced to move now. Get zero down, no payments for 90 days, plus peace of mind with a lifetime warranty. Don't wait for the crowds. Get your Black Friday deal today. Start saving early with Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi, where Black Friday starts right now. That'll wow ya.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Bringing you an extra quarter of football.
The window world of Northeast Florida, fifth quarter, nailed down by Apex Roofing and Contracting and Hurricane Grill and Wings on 1010XL.
Dropping, it's an all-out blitz. Trevor fires, that ball is going to be caught for the touchdown. It was an all-out blitz. He drilled it to Jacoby Myers. Great work by the quarterback and the receiver. And Jacksonville has taken the lead. A 10-yard touchdown pass.
Frank Franchi on the call. Jaguars radio. Jaguars get it done in the desert. 3-0 on the West Coast now as they defeat Arizona 27-24 in overtime. Final segment of the fifth quarter. Don't know if we're going to have time for any more phone callers tonight. We could take phone calls for the next 3 hours. We certainly appreciate everybody, though, for getting in. Every week here on the fifth quarter, we do give you an injury update. That injury update is brought to you by our friends at Farah and Farah. RJ, let's do it right now. The Farah and Farah injury update.
The personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah present this injury update. Farah and Farah,
Jacksonville,
exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, so Walker Little left the game, came back in. Danny Strigow left the game, came back in. Greg Newsome left the game, did not come back in. But all in all, I think injury-wise, you're okay coming out of this game. Leon, you just need to get some of your guys back. You got to get Trayvon Walker back. When's Jordan Lewis coming back? Hunter Long is another one. Obviously, Brian Thomas Jr., Anton Harrison. That's the beauty about today. In so many ways, you won this game without a lot of your main guys.
Yeah, you need to get healthy. To be honest with you, down this stretch, you got what, 6 games left?
6 games.
6 games left. I mean, if you can get some of those key components back, and to be productive, it's definitely going to help you. You win some games down the stretch.
You got 6 games. You got 4 division games left as well. All right, as we start shifting focus now, Coach, they're 7-4. They have a gigantic game 2 weeks from today against the Indianapolis Colts. And right in the middle is a trip to the 1-10 Tennessee Titans. A Titan team, though, that has only lost their last 3 games, I believe, by a combined 16 points. They're a scrappy 1-10 team. Is there any concern you have about overlooking Tennessee, looking ahead to Indianapolis?
No, I don't think there is. I think Liam's doing a good job of making sure that everybody understands the goal. The goal is to play good football one game at a time, and everything will take care of itself. And what he's selling right now is hey, I don't care how we win. The name of the game is being resilient. You know, we're as good as the next play, and the next play after that, and the next play, and try to find a way to stay positive and find a way to win. That's all he cares about right now is the next man up. He knows they're beat up, and he's trying to sell to this team on what it takes to win and just hang in there.
Leon, I think you said it best, man. This team can't overlook anybody. I mean, you look at the wins in Las Vegas. That Raider team is terrible. And if Devon Hamilton doesn't get that big paw up a couple of weeks ago, they lose that game. Obviously, Arizona is beat to heck. They were a 3-7 team. They almost won today. Jacksonville cannot afford to overlook anybody, regardless of Tennessee's 1-10 record.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially from a Tennessee Titan team that we hate.
You hate the Titans.
Absolutely.
That clip went viral back in the day.
Yes, absolutely. Listen, put them out their misery. All right, they're 1-10. All right, they got the U-Hauls ready. They got the stuff packed up. This season is over.
You see them twice. In the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, you listen. They're in the way. This is a business trip. All right, it's absolutely a business trip. They're in the way. Can't worry about the Colts right now. You'll see them in 2 weeks here in Jacksonville. You just go to Tennessee. You take care of business. You put them out their misery, and you come away with a win.
We got to go quick here. It is intriguing. Houston and Indianapolis in Indy next week. Colts 8-3, Texans 6-5. Look, all eyes here are going to be on Jaguars Titans, and with good reason. That is an enormous game in the AFC South, the Colts and the Texans. The Texans have to win to have any shot at the division. A lot of interested eyes in that game next week.
Well, let's see how the Colts handle being hunted. Let's see how they handle being hunted. Because not only are we hunting them, the Texans are too.
Yeah, the Texans, we kind of let them off the mat, and they've taken full advantage of that. All right, let's put a wrap on it. Coach Ingram, your final thoughts. I'll have you on Hacker After Dark this week, but as far as tonight goes, the Jaguars 7-4, big overtime victory on the road. What are your takeaways?
My takeaways is let's clean up the bad football. Let's get back to what we're doing. Let's run the ball. Let's be a little bit more creative in the run game. Let's run some more play action passes, and the turnover battle. We got to win it. I mean, we were 4 and they didn't have any, and we got to change that next week.
Leon Searcy, 7-4 is 7-4, 3-0 on the West Coast. It's not always a work of art. It's not always the most beautiful thing. But at the end of the day, the Jaguars have played 11 games, and they've won 7 of them. What's your biggest thought from today?
Enjoy them. Enjoy them. 24-hour rule. Make the corrections in the film room. Like Coach said, there were some points out there, some mistakes that you got to clean up. And that you made those mistakes against a bad team. All right, the better teams will take advantage of that. So we got to make sure we shore up the mistakes and the busted assignments, because against a good team, they will expose us.
Hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving.
No doubt.
Got plans?
Thanks.
Huh?
Plans for you guys?
Yeah.
Lots of food.
Lots of food? You traveling or you staying home?
Staying home.
Staying home.
Oh, staying home. Good for you guys.
Food and substance.
Food and sustenance. That's what it's all about. We will be back here on the 5th quarter next Sunday, 2 hours after the Jaguars and the Titans go final. Thank you to all the phone callers tonight. Thank you to Window World of Northeast Florida for bringing you the 5th quarter. We have been presented by Apex Roofing and Contracting and Hurricane Grill and Wings. Jeff Prosser will be in this studio at 6 a.m., and we will kick off 16 hours of local programming on a Victory Monday. And, of course, I will join you at 8 o'clock tomorrow night on Hacker After Dark. For the coach, Gerald Ingram, the Pro Bowler, Leon Searcy, and our producer, R.J. Saunders, I'm the hacker, Ryan Green. 7-4, Jacksonville. Enjoy it. We'll talk to you at 6 a.m. on a Victory Monday here in Northeast Florida. Good night, everybody.